think in 25 episodes we'll do something, and then in 75 we'll do something bigger than that.
All right. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. But for this one,
Morbius. Morbius, and we're doing the same old thing.
Yeah.
Same camera setup, same everything.
Yeah.
Tubi, Nick T,
Jarvis Jerry on the
computer stuff. Same show as always. Brought to you by Tonight No One.
Yeah.
Tonight was Bring Your Own Drinks. What, BYO?
BYOD. Drinks. Yeah.
Bring Your Own Drinks. BYOD.
What are you sipping on?
I cherry.
I got a cherry Pepsi.
I got a Safeway Select cherry cola.
Zero calories.
Zero calories.
Yeah, smart. I need to lose some weight.
Got
I feel
nothing
real
in
bloated
it.
in there.
What? That's
No, this is a very unhealthy. I'm only doing it because, special evening with you guys. Episode
25. We got a hot one. We finally saw, after weeks of waiting to see. We went on a beautiful Tuesday evening.
last Tuesday for a half off night.
It was a beautiful night. Just me and my
Fellow companion, Mr. Nick D. We saw Morbius. Don't mind.
I don't know what
little guys in the background.
Yeah, that was a
Making
dog,
noises.
not a fart.
Oh wait, before we get into Morbius, little house cleaning.
Yeah.
Jerry, if
Roland Lackey.
If Roland Lackey hops in the chat, let us know.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Dude, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Good call.
Or to do.
If anyone's
If anyone's in the chat
shout
tonight,
out.
interrupt us and let us know. Yeah, we're doing shout outs tonight. We decided. Yeah. Shout outs. So into Morbius.
Yeah.
Let's jump right into it.
Let's even say one thing to start with too. Surprised both of us. Actually, people in the theater. I thought it was gonna be a private showing.
When I got the tickets, there was no one.
Yeah.
There was no one in the theater when I got the tickets. We had great placement.
I mentioned that to you, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
We arrived there.
And of course, we took our time. We kind of came in a little late.
Yeah.
And boom, theater was full.
Yeah.
I was taken back. The kid, our first experience,
When you were getting rung up for food.
Yeah, asked what I was seeing. I said Morbius, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like he even was like, "Yeah, it's not doing well. No one's going." But he had a good attitude about it. He's like, it'll be fun."
And it was all the way back around the corner.
Yeah,
it was to the far
yeah.
back.
They know they didn't. There's not a lot of foot traffic. And at this point too, were we a week late or late?
2 weeks late.
2 weeks late.
I think about 2 weeks late, yeah. I think at this point it's been out for 3 weeks, if it's even still out.
Yeah.
I think numbers were low.
By the time we were seeing the showings were already down to only like 4 showings a day.
Yeah, for
Other
sure.
things that slotted in.
Yeah.
Well, let's get
Our rating first, and then we'll get into our review. I went into it with very low expectations.
I thought it was going to be
Somewhere in the mix of for the more modern day superhero films.
be somewhere with New Mutants or a Venom 2. Venom 2, that is. And it was. It's definitely in that slotted
area, but I think it was better than Venom 2. I'm
We'll go with overall
a C minus.
a
C minus. And I'll get more into why. But Nick, take your review. Let's see what's your overall rating.
I think C minus is fair because it's like it's definitely not like I don't even know what would be worse. But I don't think it's the worst comic book movie ever, and it's like I don't think there's anything like C minus. It's like I don't think it was like an F or a D or anything like that. Like I don't think there's anyone to like blame or anything. Like C minus.
I mean,
C minus.
There's definitely some real bad D moments.
And it's not the movie itself isn't rewatchable, but to me
The thing that I
enjoyed about it is I don't know shit about Morbius. As a
character.
Yeah.
And I kind of got a little bit like
it was interesting. They did an interesting
big thing. There's a couple moments though that now when I'm thinking about
almost makes me want to. I'm gonna say them out loud. It's like, should I give this C minus?
by the time maybe it's good.
I rated it at the beginning.
End of this, I might rate it lower.
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel like
the mouse scene.
Yeah.
Let's discuss.
Yeah.
Jerry, let us tell you about a scene in this film that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay. His office
is on the right side of a hallway.
He's got like a whole huge Tony Stark setup. Like it's not like a doctor's office. It's like
It's supposed to be a hospital.
Yeah, and his like lab slash office is like
at this hospital.
yeah, it's like its own floor or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
But on the same floor as these little
Patients.
girls, these
Yeah.
patients
Yeah.
that have the same disease as him.
Which they never say what it is.
They never go into details of what it is. Which also, yeah, you know what?
Off tops, I'm gonna go with D plus.
Because it's like,
I'm
yeah,
taking it back
I feel like if we
immediately.
just give it like up or down, like did we like it or not? It's like no, I didn't like it. But it's like I don't. It's not as bad as it was made out to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
it's like,
I'm
I'm trying to
gonna
be
give it a C.
I'm trying to be fair.
But no, it's bad.
It's bad. Yeah.
Okay, Jerry. So his room is on the right side.
This little girl's room, which happens
to be in the
same hallway,
as him, who's dying of the disease that he has, that they never
explain,
Yeah.
is also on the right.
side. He's having some kind of conversation with his love interest slash partner,
Yeah, like
co-doctor,
yeah.
female role, right? I think that's her right there. That's her there.
She's in
That's her there.
True Detective season 2. I was trying to think while watching the movie. I was like, where do I know her from?
Right.
She's in True Detective.
So they're having a conversation in his office.
A nurse
Barges in.
Runs
There's
into
an
the room.
emergency.
There's
Yeah.
an emergency. The little girl's about to die.
Yeah.
They
right before all this.
happened. They were testing the serum
Yeah.
that you had right there, that photo right there, on a mouse.
Yeah.
And before they leave the room, the mouse is dead.
Yeah. Didn't work.
Didn't
Test
work.
failed.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Woe
Started
is me.
over.
We gotta try again.
Yeah.
The homie runs in. They all leave the room. They go in to help the little girl. They end up putting her in, I think, a coma to
Yeah.
save her life because she's having like a seizure or something.
Then yeah.
Yeah.
Again, they don't tell us what the problem
Problem is, we don't even. We can see she's in distress.
They
but
have
we
some
don't-
kind of blood diffusion disease.
Yeah.
Some rare blood.
Yeah.
It's like you said. It's a weird version of polio.
Yeah.
So while the little
They're saving the little girl. The mouse has reawoken, right?
Yeah.
Somehow the lady looks and sees the mouse
There
is
is a
walking,
room. Yeah.
and then turns to fucking Morbius.
and gives them these eyes, and then
He looks
Yeah.
and sees
the mouse is walking. That isn't possible.
possible by pure logic of how the
The,
world
the,
works.
the, how these buildings are like shot to be set
It's a
up.
straight hallway.
Yeah, like they're saying that from this doorway you can see, and not just
The
like
nurse
see
comes in
into
the room
it.
this
You
way.
have like, it's like angled at the mouse.
Yeah.
So he's doing his
And the mouse is
secret
walking,
experiment.
Jared, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, the mouse has awoken."
Yeah.
So they're trying to say that from this girl's hospital room, they could see into
Morbius's office. Here's
the other thing we didn't mention about Morbius's office. Well, or Nick D kind of hit at it. It's a huge room.
It's like a Tony Stark kind of thing.
So
Like,
even if the fucking mouse was sitting on the desk in the office, and the office was across the way, it'd still be difficult to see the
Yeah.
mouse on the desk.
yeah, like spatially it makes no
No
sense.
way.
It's so kind of jarring. Like this doesn't. It feels weird when you're watching that scene.
And I have to say, like, oh, you could say, oh, it's the editing.
or I know the director.
Director said stuff, but you have to imagine the director.
Spatial awareness here, director dude.
Yeah.
I think they even have a position. BK's mentioned this that tells you like, yo, you shot this way.
Yeah.
You
So that
gotta
means
shoot
your next
Yeah,
shot
there's a
has to face.
consistency. Yeah, something like that. There's a title.
Yeah.
There's like a
BK would know.
position.
BK, put it in the chat.
BK, put it in the chat. Yeah. But yeah, Jared, now saying all that loud, I'm moving it back down to D.
Yeah.
D plus right now. And as I were to continue, we might go lower.
Yeah. Maybe we raise it back up. You know.
Because that was ridiculous. And
Yeah.
me and Nick talked about it.
Yeah. Because it jumps out.
It stands out.
Yeah. It's like a.
It's a
And I remember saying to you, to me, it felt like that thing in like if you watch that Shining documentary, where like there's an office scene where when Jack's being interviewed, there's a window
Go behind the
current caretaker or whatever.
and that window's outside.
Like
Yeah.
you can see that it's outside. But then later you see that office is like in the middle of the hotel.
Yeah.
So that window literally could not, and that's what it feels like. You're like, oh, are we in a dream? Is Morbius even? Is this even real? Like, what's going on here? Because this is not
Yeah.
making sense.
It doesn't make no sense.
Yeah.
And like the main bad guy.
Is of course a different version of him.
Yeah.
Classic comic book movie.
Yeah, classic. Yeah, and it's pretty classic Sony Spider-Man thing
Yeah.
too. That definitely seems
Marvel
like,
done it too.
for sure, but it's
Yeah.
definitely Sony's like. Do you like with Craven? Is
Yeah,
Craven gonna
yeah.
fight another hunter
Yeah.
when that comes in? It just
Yeah,
seems like that's what
yeah.
they're doing.
Yeah. So
You know,
And then he's
there's-
also-
He's gonna be a really good dude. It's like, why is he gonna not like Spider-Man?
Yeah.
It seems like all these dudes are good dudes.
it's also weird because and not jumping to the end, but by the end of it, he is a bad guy, and when you're watching the movie, Jared, it's
Very kind of confuzzling. Because some of a majority of the
people that he actually kills.
Yeah.
that we see Morbius kill, they're kind of scumbags.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so they're almost justifying it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's still people he shouldn't have necessarily killed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
Where-
the people he didn't kill, or that people think he killed,
like the purely
Innocent people.
Were done by his buddy.
not him.
Exactly.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
So then it's like, wait, so is
He a bad.
Right.
Like,
Like
they leave it very up in the air.
yeah,
But then they don't, Nick.
Yeah.
They don't, because then they have fucking
Adrian Toomes, maybe.
I don't know if that's his name.
Is that-
Vulture.
Maybe that jump to the front, but I don't know if that's right.
And they're like, we're gonna start a bad guy group.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you are a bad guy?
Which I feel like from an audience perspective, I'm like they didn't
Convey how we're supposed to feel.
because it's like, dude, does he
Like Spider-Man or not.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's like what is
Well,
happening?
I don't know. I feel like, you know, instead
instead of having it be
Vulture dude had it been Venom and like had it them meet up
Yeah.
first or something,
and go more with that.
Yeah.
could have been cooler. I don't know. The whole, you know, because like
Let's just go like wrap this whole thing up.
the bad guy thing was the bad guy thing. He faces off a different version of him. It's his childhood buddy. It is what it was.
Yeah.
It goes. They fight. They do a bunch of fucking the Matrix slow mo
stuff.
shit. Yeah. Which was all right.
I mean, I will say it's cool enough looking
Yeah.
and everything. It is also just I feel like if you look at the Wikipedia page,
Which I did for Morbius. You're like, okay, that makes sense.
he's got these powers. I feel like in the movie, it never like makes sense. Like, why can he do the flying thing? Like, why is it sometimes he's like bat-like and sometimes he's vampire-like? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the whole they didn't.
Yeah. What is he, a vampire or a bat?
Yeah, they gave us
Well,
so
well,
much information without really giving us anything.
Anything.
Like, it's like I just don't even really understand.
But it's an interesting
Morbius.
like. It's
Interesting concept, and it's cool to see a superhero film
Yeah.
that's not the normal realm.
Yeah.
Now he's doing some vampire shit in it.
Yeah.
The big thing, and now thinking about it, and this
is definitely gonna land at D
is
minus.
for him, is he
He
doesn't.
doesn't suit up ever.
Yeah.
You know, when you look up Morbius,
Jerry, if you don't mind doing a Morbius maybe on just a Google.
He's got kind of got like an iron
He's
fist.
Kind of got like
Like an 80s
a
big
certain outfit.
collar,
Yeah.
leotard.
Yeah, with a
Deep V.
Yeah, deep V.
Yeah, rocking
Deep
that V. Yeah.
Deep V.
Yeah.
And he never suited up.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
but he might have flipped a collar up every now and then. Maybe I don't even know if that's a thing.
this was like Spawn in that last one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot he had the little.
the face is kind of similar.
Yeah, for sure.
They kind of nailed the face.
There were multiple times when he did the face where I was like, oh, he does look gnarly. Like he does look
Like a bad guy. Like, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I wanted to wear that.
that. Oh, the other scene that really bothered me, and I'm not gonna knock them down any further. Hold on, we have a transfer.
Something happened.
All right, guys.
He
Just calm it down, guys.
He okay. So when the movie starts, Jerry, he looks like he looks from Dallas Buyers Club.
like he looks like he's dying of AIDS. Like he's
Skinny, and he literally looks like he's from Dallas.
Yeah, his skin is like translucent. Like
Yeah, there he is, there he is, right? He looks horrible. And then later, there's this scene,
Scene, and I called it the
Calvin Klein ad because
Oh, yeah.
he gets
jacked
Yeah.
all of a sudden.
And it's funny too that like he's like in the middle of like a shipping boat, and then all of a sudden there's just this body length mirror next to him.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
it's so
yeah.
it's so funny where all of a sudden it's like why would there be a mirror there?
But his shirt's all torn up, Jerry,
Yeah.
and as he stands up, it's such like this weird Calvin Klein ad.
Yeah.
We're like, it's like
It's like not even part of the movie.
movie. It felt like it was like at
But at the
like,
same time, it's almost like they built the movie around that shot.
yeah, and like the
Like-
shirt like falls off
Yeah,
all
yeah.
like hella like smoothly as he stands. The
Yeah.
camera kind of rises with it, and like, dude, it's and he's all like all of a sudden he's ripped.
Yeah.
And it's like so weird because the first whole like 20 minutes of the film, he literally
looks like
He's a
he's
skeleton.
yeah, he's gonna die.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if it was digital or if he actually lost the weight, because I know he actually lost the weight for Dallas Fighters Club
I think it was digital because like I feel
because
like
he had to be ripped in these scenes.
yeah, like I think
Because also, I just feel like there was like a shot or two.
where you're like, I don't. It's like he looks so bad. Like
Yeah.
you know when he's getting a shot in the back, like that. That's it's actually kind of a pretty
Yeah.
gruesome looking scene. Like,
Yeah.
he's just a spine.
That's what I'm saying. There was some like,
Yeah.
there like, and I don't like Jared Leto,
Yeah.
But he's a decent actor.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
you know, so like there was potential to be.
That's why I think
I don't
people,
blame
him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for this.
Well,
I
I would
feel
like
bad
Calvin
for
Klein at. I don't.
And again, but you know, I don't know if that's him. I think that is Sony.
Yeah.
I think that is like
Yeah.
you're gonna have to pop that shirt out.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That and the mouse. The mouse thing is like the real thing that like stood
out to me is like, holy shit, dude.
I also think
That-
thing was whatever.
I feel like the whole Vulture thing. Vulture shouldn't have been in the trailer. That was super stupid.
like literally the whole
Movie. I'm waiting. I'm like, when is this thing gonna happen? When is Vulture gonna show
Well,
up?
they cliffhanger everything.
Yeah.
Even before that,
And
we don't know if he actually kills that guy.
Yeah.
Or the right like.
What spoiler alert, what even happens to the bad guy?
I get like,
They're like on the roof or something.
and then the girl like, her eyes open up or something.
So we have this. Jared Leto makes this crazy blood experiment, and
turns himself into a vampire.
gives the serum to his best friend with the same disorder. He
No, he steals it.
You're right. He steals it. He becomes a.
A vampire.
And then his girlfriend, when she's dying, they kiss, right? She bites his lip to make him bleed and turns herself into a vampire. Like, one, did she... Assumably. Or some maybe a
She
a
never
new thing.
had the original disease.
I know, that's what's so, like, infuriating about it. But here's what I was thinking. Okay.
So now with the
movie ended, we had Doctor Who, he's assumably dead.
even though we can't remember what happened to him, we have Morbius, and we now have
The doctor, the lady doctor.
what I think
Is going, if this doesn't happen, then what are we doing? Like,
in the next movie, Spider-Man is gonna have
to accidentally kill his girlfriend. Because otherwise, why is Morbius a part of the Sinister Six? Like,
Right, in the very intro.
Yeah, he needs
Or
a reason to hate.
Morbius has to think.
You think he did.
Vulture killed the girlfriend.
Yeah, dude.
This seems
that's
more
that's
likely.
what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen.
Or any of the other guys.
Yeah. Because why is
And
Venom
then,
gonna
then
hate?
Morbius has to think that Spider. But here's the thing: is that like for that to happen, you almost feel like that needs to happen before we see the scene
where he's like, I'm making a bad guy.
you want it.
Yeah,
Because that
exactly.
scene should be after the girlfriend has died.
Yeah,
And
100%.
then he has a reason to become an official bad guy.
Yeah.
That real quick. So like, we don't know if the buddy dies. Who's the bad guy?
Yeah, at least I can't.
I can't recall.
We can't remember what happens with that. There was a lot of bats.
She
Did the bats
dies. She dies for a moment,
She
and then
comes back with red
she
eyes.
comes right back to life.
Yeah, with red eyes.
And then like 10 more minutes of the movie or 15
More minutes of the movie happen and we never
see her again.
So,
yeah.
okay, that's weird.
And then
And Morbius, he just kind of doesn't do anything by the end of the film.
and then it turns into this
Weird. Like,
Vulture.
prequel.
cool trailer.
Yeah.
And that's literally how the movie ends. The movie and
Now, and I hate when movies do this. This movie does exactly like the thing I really dislike, is where they end it with a total cliffhanger.
Yeah.
They end it with a complete cliffhanger, not like a little cliffhanger, but like this movie ends with a total like. What did I just watch?
I'm not
It's
watching that
not. It's
without-
not even an introduction. Like I can't. I don't even feel like we really like. It's a clearly you're setting up the Sinister Six.
And so you're like, oh, we're gonna do that by like setting up.
Morbius, right? Like we did with Venom. But we
Still haven't even got.
to like what we're building towards. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's been 3 movies now. It's been
6 hours of
this Sony Sinister Six
thing, and I'm not any
closer to anything.
like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
And I feel like I feel like this is all in jeopardy. I don't feel
But
like
here's
for
the thing,
anything's gonna be good.
let me tell you something.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me tell you something real quick.
Yeah.
If Morbius was cut up into a 4-episode TV show,
yeah.
and they boosted more scenes and made it an hour long, don't you think that would have worked better
And you would have been as upset.
I do.
Because A, you're at home.
Yeah, yeah.
You're watching it over a longer period of time. They flush those scenes out a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. This to me felt like, especially
The way they cliffhanger
it felt like season 1 Morbius.
Yeah, yeah.
By the end of it,
You're like, what? What just
hear me?
Exactly. Like, yeah.
And you never know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. Anyways,
I'm gonna readjust my score. Let's wrap up Morbius. I'm gonna readjust my score. I'm gonna give it
a D minus.
Yeah.
it went from C minus to D minus. Dropped a full fucking scale. I honestly, Jerry, I forgot about the mouse scene. As soon as we started talking, the mouse scene, it's like
juiced me up of being like, oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
that mouse scene. Yeah.
Like, that's all we needed to talk
About over the show here tonight was the mouse scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going D minus.
I don't know, Nick, do you believe in that scene?
I mean, I almost like
Because I feel like it could have
and should have been better, and it's like I don't know.
Like I almost just want to give it like, did I like it or not? It's like no, I didn't like it. Because like D minus, I agree. Like maybe I guess it is a D minus. That's what I guess.
I would give it, but that
It felt
almost
like a
feels
2008.
Yeah, like and that almost feels like it's like oh D minus, like that's brutal because it's not a bad movie. It's just boring and nothing makes sense. And like I don't care about anybody in the movie, but it's like
It's a bad movie in comparison to other superhero films.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. But there are parts that look cool. It's shot beautifully.
yeah. It is coming out after that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I didn't even love Batman, but
But it did raise the bar, yeah. Or not even raise the bar, but it just
It's
reaffirmed what's cool.
yeah. And then with this, like things are like, oh, this is like 2008. This feels
It's like
feels like
Ghost Rider.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good example.
or something of that nature. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And like even at that time, I was like, oh, these are all right because you're just so happy to have something.
Yeah.
But now we've had so much that you're like, no, we don't need this.
You know what's also
Really weird about this doesn't this kind of feel like the first like kind of Marvel
thing that you're like, are there gonna be toys for this? Like it feels so weird that it's like this isn't even
and like is this even trying to sell merch?
It's the same thing about Venom, though.
Yeah,
But
I can
I've seen Venom figures being
That
made.
last Batman movie.
Yeah, that's also the same kind of thing.
That's
Like
that's like weird. Like if they're
There
making
are-
toys
yeah.
for that Batman film, you're making this for adults. You're not making this for kids.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
kids are seeing that Batman movie.
And then
And buying
play
toys.
yeah. And
I'm
maybe
vengeance.
I could even see a little kid like that little kid can't see that movie, but they see that Batman toy, and maybe they're like, okay, I can see that. But
Yeah.
you're right. There's no. I don't
no
think there's
actual-
any connection
No.
between.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, Jared. Do you have any questions of things you want to know about Morbius?
Or Jared Leto, for that matter. For me and Nick.
So, should I check it out on TV?
Yeah, 100%. If it's free on TV somewhere, I might even
Rewatch it, like at home one time. Like I'd probably mess it on my phone a little bit, but I'd put it on in the background. You know, I like vampires.
What?
Carnage or Morbius?
Oh, okay. So that would I think
You said we were gonna
mention that. So on my
my scale for fucking
New Mutants and Venom 2, I put Morbius.
in the middle.
I don't think it was. I think they were going
For something kind of like New Mutants was, but I think New Mutants
for a
had
different whole like
idea that they were
bringing to the superhero table. I think Morbius
It's just a cool
superhero being brought to the table, so that's different. You know, they're still trying to do the classic.
what do you call it? The first storyline every introduction story, origin story.
Yeah.
They're still trying to do the classic origin story. It's just that Morbius happens to be a vampire villain,
Not anti,
hero.
Yeah.
So it's a cool character.
Mm-hmm.
but it was like I don't know, New
Mutants is a cool idea. It just wasn't perfected.
you know,
Venom 2 is a
piece of shit. Like it just was pretty garbagey, to be honest. I'm just
Yeah.
so it was better than that. It was better than that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I haven't watched Ghost Rider in hell of years. I don't know if it was better than Ghost Rider or not. That'd be hard.
I haven't seen. Yeah, I don't think I've seen Ghost Rider since it came out.
I did watch Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds recently.
I haven't seen that
and it was better than Morbius is better than it's
Really?
better, yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah. It took me a second.
I mean that Green Lantern film is pretty bad.
Yeah, for sure. It's most definitely better than Green Lantern.
The reason it's bad though is because of the
Extreme level of special effects that are being utilized in the film. We're not here to talk about Green Lantern.
but it's
a wonderful film, though.
in the sense that is what Ryan Reynolds met his now current wife.
What? Oh yeah.
She's the ghost
I
rider.
forgot that. Yeah, she.
But they were both married. I think he was actually married to ScarJo while that film was being made.
Ryan Reynolds is married to ScarJo?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was married to somebody else, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Blake was. If I'm not mistaken. Anyways, that's your TMZ news for the night.
Nice.
From us. Yeah.
Last thing I'll say on the thing of Sinister Six is like,
You've been hitting the Sinister Six heavy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's happening.
Well, we know Craven's coming, and so then we've now got 4. You know, like, and is Jamie Foxx? Who's gonna like? Are they gonna get Jamie Foxx? Are they gonna go back to Sandman? Like,
I don't know if it's happening.
I'll just say with Craven, like the last thing I'll say about it, don't make Craven an origin story.
Just jump in. We don't origin stories.
It's just so stupid. I hate them all. Like, and maybe that's just someone who's like, I know these characters. I don't want origin stories. Like, just have Craven be a bad guy from the jump. Like, just have some courage, Sony. Like, don't stop half-stepping with all this bullshit. Like, because that's again, I love Venom. Morbius is all right in terms of characters. But these movies are bullshit. All 3 of these movies are bullshit. We don't need any of them. And I don't blame Leto or Tom Hardy or Woody Harrelson. Yeah.
I blame Woody a little bit.
I mean,
Woody was really trying for something.
Yeah, and maybe it didn't work, but at least Woody is
Legit. Maybe this didn't
Woody
work.
and the director.
Yeah, I just don't know. Yeah. Like, I'm not into these movies as a whole. But I'm going to keep seeing them. But I also am not going to, I don't want to pay Sony top dollar. We got to wait like 2 weeks out or whatever.
No, we could have went the first Tuesday even.
Oh, when they do the.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's still paid half off. Yeah. We were seeing whether or not BK was going to make his way.
Coming to film with
That's
us.
right,
He ended up not making it.
Yeah.
That's why this whole thing got delayed.
We
We
apologize to the fans. Please DM BK.
hey,
You know how to find him. Anyways, I mean, yeah.
I feel like we've talked enough about Morbius.
Yeah, exactly.
We've done our due diligence.
Yeah.
And we're going to move on to our second part of the show this evening. Is going to be
A quick one too, because I'm sure we once again haven't seen this many movies, but we're gonna do a quick.
Vampire tier list. Yeah.
So
What are we working on? Okay, classic. S at the top. Okay.
yeah, we're brought to you by.
Tiger Balm.
Yeah.
What hurts?
Alright, so the first one's Buffy. I have seen some of the television show, never saw the movie. Would love to watch it.
It's amazing. A little controversial because I know what's his name is
The director of that,
Yeah.
Josh.
We,
Reed. Yeah.
wait, he did the movie too?
I think he did all of it. Yeah.
Wow. I'd give
Give it an S. Like, I love this movie. Great
soundtrack if you like.
early 90s shit.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's Luke
Harry, Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
What's Pee Wee Herman's real name? Paul Rubenstein.
Yeah, he's great.
Dude.
Who's the vampire? You don't have to look it up, but he's a dope actor. Do you know off the top of your head? Not his name, but what else is his name?
No, I don't.
He's great, but whoever I don't know if he's
Dracula necessarily, but oh dude, and then who's the guy who trains her? Jack Bauer's dad. I think it's that guy. I forget his name.
Kiefer Sutherland.
yeah, Kiefer Sutherland. Anyway, we can move.
Oh, great movie. Love Buffy.
Big Buffy fan.
Yeah.
Alright, so Buffy's S tier.
Yeah.
Dracula, this is not the original.
I think this is actually Blackula. I think this is like the
70s Black Dracula. 70s. I don't know if it's 60s.
Ah.
I haven't seen it, but I want to.
Okay, haven't seen it.
And instead, yeah, we can just leave ones we haven't seen just in the bar, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lost Boys.
Lost Boys.
I have never seen Lost Boys.
Dude, S tier.
Yeah, I know everyone.
Everyone loves it.
I think I'm gonna be let
Down by it because it's one of those films now that I'm the age that I am. I feel like there's been
this
this
big hype for it.
Yeah.
I should have saw it, 10,
10, 15 years ago.
and even then I would have been kind of older.
I think you can still get something out of it, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you're like, yeah, it's alright.
Yeah.
Like I love this movie, but you might be like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
I think I missed the window, but
Yeah.
I do want.
Check it out. It's the Corys, right?
Yeah, and is that a Sutherland in the middle too? That is Jack Bauer, right? So that's two. We got two Sutherlands back to back, and that's holding it down for vampires. Yeah.
Blade.
S.
I mean, yeah.
100%
100%.
It defines to me, it's number one. To me.
That's fair. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's why, like,
Morbius definitely is a D, because if that's the other vampire,
Yeah, if this is
superhero,
yeah.
and he's a
superhero.
Yeah.
No, he's only half.
a vampire. We don't need to get into fucking talking Blade, but yeah, S. Especially the first one. The first one was
Fucking.
Dude, yeah. I love them all.
But yeah, you're right. Number one,
It's
it's
great.
hits hard.
Near Dark.
Yeah, I'd also put it S tier. It's I want to say this is Guillermo del Toro. I don't know.
But yeah, it's like a
Gruesome kind of schlock from the 80s. Like I think for John Carpenter fan, like these kind of things are the same kind of thing. Like The Lost Boys, Near Dark. I think Near Dark's a little wacky.
Rolling Lackey.
Oh shit, Roll
Talking
Lackey.
horror.
Yeah, we're doing vampires just for you, bro.
Yeah.
We saw that
Christine is on Netflix, so we'll try to
Is
watch
it the original or the remake?
the one from like I think it's from
like 80 something, like 83.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll check it out.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw it on Netflix and I was like, oh shit.
We're gonna dedicate an episode just to you, Roll
Uh,
Lackey.
Yeah.
It's coming soon.
All right, back to
To it.
Let the Right One, also good. Like I
A tier though.
Yeah,
We're going
exactly.
heavy on the S's. here.
yeah, like I would give that one an A. I think it's really good, both of them. Is there, or is this one good too?
I don't know.
There's like one
That's like Dutch or something. I don't know.
I've never seen it.
Oh, really? It's creepy.
I
Yeah.
I think I like.
Oh, is Let Me
In and the okay, that's what it is. Yeah. What?
this one
Let the Right One In is like
Dutch or Russian or something. It's like a foreign film.
Yeah.
And then Let
Me In is the American
version of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
It's dark,
'cause
little
I like
kid
the
vampires.
American one more.
You do or don't?
Do.
Oh, okay, cool.
So let me see real quick.
I almost feel like we should just
just kind of place them together. Like, are they really even that different?
Yeah.
They are? Oh wow.
I mean, they're literally the same movie.
Yeah.
Dutch one just isn't good. So Let Me In
Okay.
is the one I enjoy. So we'll put that.
Okay, and then you want to put that
One and B?
Put that one B.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna see something controversial on the next one.
I'm gonna say it's an A, not an S.
I love Dust Till Dawn.
Dawn, and it's a great film. I've watched it many a times. But I think for a vampire film,
It doesn't like. It's more about them.
killing the vampires than it is the vampires and the vampires being spookiness.
Necessarily, it's more of like a shoot 'em up.
Like we were talking
Like Alien versus Aliens. You'd
say it's like
Yeah.
an Aliens.
Even more so though, because like I said that about John Carpenter's vampires, but they're still like going after, they're hunting vampires and going into these tunnels, and there's this weird
Religious thing, and it's all this different shit. I just didn't feel. I feel like Dust to Dawn's a
literal shoot 'em up.
it's a western.
Like the crotch
Same
gun,
with John Carpenter.
you know,
Yeah.
it has a lot of like
Uh,
classic fucking Robert Rodriguez shit going on in
It's
it.
very Devil May Cry, where like it's not Resident Evil.
Yeah.
It's like a horror thing. It's more like a
Glamorize.
yeah.
And it's cool as fuck. I just
Yeah.
don't think it has a like. They could have been zombies and it would have been the same fucking movie.
Yeah.
like they don't have to be vampires.
Vampires, other than the fact that it happens at night.
Yeah.
Because the rest is indoors.
It's very
30 Days of Night.
premise. Not
Yeah.
like very different.
The next one I haven't seen.
I haven't seen that. What is that? Does it
Jay,
Fright?
didn't you say you seen that?
Was it Fright?
Night? Is that what that's saying?
I don't think I've seen Friday Night.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
It looked like I swear I've seen that.
Like,
That cover.
yeah, like back in the day, I like
Yeah.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Date myself.
Underworld.
I have seen. I remember thinking, yeah, it's Resident Evil,
Yeah, and
but instead of vampire, instead of fucking.
it's
Very like Matrixy, like same kind of thing where they're like since they are the vampires.
fighting werewolves. It feels.
Yeah.
It's not horror. It's action.
Yeah, totally.
I like-
But
and
it's
I-
vampires.
Yeah, it is vampires, and I like.
I'd say B.
Yeah,
At
like
best.
I
Yeah.
I think B at best because it's like these are the same as the
Resident Evil movies where it's just they're action ones. The
first one. It's also kind of like the Matrix where I'm like I feel like Underworld 1 is kind of dope. Like
Yeah, it's B.
and then
And then it dropped.
in
even
each
more.
like the second because I've
and
seen
as it went further
Yeah.
further down.
I do think the werewolves look dope in that series.
There's like a war at one point. And it's
Yeah.
pretty fucking ridiculous. I think I've watched. I might have saw all three of them. There's three of them,
Yeah.
right?
I think there was a fourth like last year, or the year before.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe I'm not fully caught up.
Yeah.
What's the next one, Jerry?
The Colin Farrell Friday Night.
I didn't see that. Like I
So I guess this is a remake.
I did not see this.
Didn't see it.
I didn't see anything all the way up to John Carpenter.
So is this next one like the classic Nosferatu? I mean, I would say that's S because that movie's still creepy.
Really?
From like the
Same.
1930s.
30s or whatever.
Like visually, like this is a creepy movie, dude.
Okay, we
Yeah.
should watch it one time.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's like to my
You own it?
no, but I'm sure we could find it for free. Like I bet it's on HBO Max or something.
You know what I would say about vampires, John Carpenter?
Yeah, S tier.
I mean that
That to me goes right next to Blake. Or,
Yeah. I mean, and we can line everything up.
I mean,
afterwards.
you can line up anything you want to where you like, but that to me, yeah, that's about right.
I saw this. I don't remember, but I remember thinking like, oh, that movie's kind of weird. But Aaliyah, she's great.
I remember the trailers looking
real bad, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not.
It's not good. Like I don't know if D is too mean. Jared,
Do you have any thoughts? I also don't remember
anything?
about
Yeah, I
this one.
remember seeing it.
You're gonna go B.
You're gonna go for a B just for seeing it?
Okay.
Okay, all right. 30 Days a Night, I think was S.
What is? Oh, this is John Carter. I mean, this is Bram Stoker, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna skip it.
Does it just say the Hunger? Oh, never mind. Because there's a scene in Bram Stoker that's very similar to that, but I don't know what the Hunger is. 30 Days a Night, S tier. I think.
Yeah, it was S tier.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, but I will say, those vampires, they're almost like they're this weird.
They're like I Am Legend,
Where they're like this weird like
vampire zombie.
thing. Which to point
Now
out,
I Am Legend,
which I think is based originally
off of
a
a different like a
book.
Yeah.
There was already a movie with the dude. Fuck, dude.
the dude from fucking Planet of the Apes, the original guy. Who is that?
Charlton Heston.
Charlton Heston.
There's an I Am Legend of Charlton Heston.
It's not called that. Though.
Oh.
I watched it. I mentioned it before to you. We have to look. I'll look it up later. But
It's Omega Man.
boom. It's fucking Omega Man, and it's the same like weird vampire zombie folk.
Yeah.
It's like
There's a nuclear fallout, and
these people. That's what I Am Legend's supposed to be. But my point being is, 30 Days a Night. They're those vampires that they live on the ship. I've read all the comics and shit. I super was into 30 Days a Night.
Yeah.
They kind of are like that, where they're like these weird, like, I don't know, they're vampires, of course.
but they're also like weird.
Yeah, they're like very like Nosferatu type vampires.
Omega Man and I Am Legend, I'm pretty sure, are based off the same book.
Sick.
Yeah, name's Robert Neville.
Oh yeah.
And they're like,
Well, I gotta see this. That's awesome.
I think it's better than I Am Legend, no offense.
I mean, I Am Legend's a bad movie. I did
Well,
not like
this
that
just
movie.
has this weird, like,
They just like aspect to it
it just goes more
in depth. I don't know.
I want to see it.
I'm down. Because I liked the book I Am Legend. It's crazy.
This had the first
It's got a very
feature,
different vibe than the movie.
interracial kiss.
Really?
Yeah, Charlton Heston.
And that lady that was on the screen. a second ago.
Oh, did not know that.
I'm pretty sure it was the first.
That's why the movie
It was kind of a big deal. when it
dropped, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that kind of seeing that image over kind of ruins little things, but whatever. Movie.
We've been out for a million years, so spoilers. I think.
Oh, is that
Something at the end.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
she's not.
Originally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it.
Yeah.
That looks awesome.
It's cool, but like my point being is that like if you watch that,
Yeah.
like there's this weird
Like, I don't know how I feel about this.
super zombies who are almost like vampires. which involves blood.
Yeah.
I'm pitching something here, Jerry. I don't know how you feel about this, but like, so once you get to that point where 30 days or 28 weeks later,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
those motherfuckers, how they're running and shit.
Yeah.
Kind of like a vampire.
Yeah.
But
They just want the whole sandwich.
They don't just want the drink.
I just think it's so weird though. That, like the whole idea of vampire or zombies like doesn't make sense. Like I just don't
It
understand.
depends on which one you're doing.
Well, any of them. I just think if
if you're all of a sudden now a creature,
that eats people,
Yeah.
I just don't understand. Like, how are you gonna turn someone into a zombie? Like, why aren't they just
Well,
eating it down to the
if you're
skeleton?
doing it originally where
Like-
it's the living dead,
Yeah, I mean that's what. If I think
and then it's Satan, and then once you've said it's Satan,
All bets are off.
all bets are off.
Yeah.
All questioning how zombies work
Yeah,
are
yeah.
out the door because it's like, oh, they're coming out of the ground, out of the graves.
that's what I want us to go back to. I'm tired
Yeah.
of disease zombies.
Disease zombies.
That's stupid. I'm over that.
Disease
Uh,
zombies like if COVID.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's go back to graveyards are now a problem. You know what I mean? Like that's the zombie.
There's like
I want.
religion.
Yeah.
There's a whole other. I like that too.
Yeah, I want that.
But we're doing
Yeah,
vampires.
we'll do zombies another time.
Yeah.
Shadow of the Vampire, I give it an A. It's great. Like I don't think it's as good as Nosferatu, but this is about the making of Nosferatu. And like, I'm not spoiling anything. The whole thing is that like while they're filming Nosferatu, this dude is actually a vampire. They think they're just making a movie about a vampire, but oh no, he actually is. And so
it's a meta thing on Nosferatu.
Okay.
that he killed the crew afterwards. And so yeah, and again, I'm not spoiling. Yeah, I'm not spoiling anything. Like this is
So
all.
I need to see Nosferatu first before
Yeah,
seeing that.
yeah. Well, no, you don't have to. Like, you know what Nosferatu is, and so you could go and see that.
I'd like to see both of them.
Because it's the
Filming of Nosferatu.
Yeah, I got you.
And in the movie, his name is Count Orlok instead of.
It's almost
Yeah.
like what's the
Rock and roll Spinal Tap.
Yeah, exactly. It's a horror version of Spinal Tap. Yeah.
So I haven't seen any of these. Is Dracula Untold Story? I think was the most recent.
Yeah,
one.
I saw it. It's
Did you?
Yeah, it was on HBO just one night. It's a C. It's not a horror movie. It's like an action movie. It's just it's
Dracula, like
It's Vlad the Impaler, like
fighting. You know,
it's the classic like he's a bad guy, but you get that he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
he's like fighting some.
Army, and he sacrifices his life for his love, and he becomes a monster. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
If you want to see like an action fantasy movie, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, it's not good, but it's not bad.
Alright.
I swear I saw.
Dracula 2000 back in the day, but I don't recall it at all. So I don't even want to rate it because I can't recall.
I did see it, and like I'd give it maybe like a D. Like I felt like Dracula Untold Story was more fun. I never saw Only
Never saw
Lovers Left Alive, but I wanted to see it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I figured.
Never
yeah.
saw this one either.
I never saw Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
What's up?
Isn't that Jared Leto?
I don't know.
But
I know that there was some
kind of like comment about like Kurt Cobain or something like that.
Interesting.
Dracula. I mean,
Bram Stoker's Dracula, S tier. That's like in
my opinion, I think
that's the greatest vampire.
Really?
that's my favorite band.
I didn't
See it.
Yeah.
Do you own that
Yes. Also, I'll link it to you.
DVD?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
check that out.
Yeah, you should check that.
I think Blade
It
2
was an A.
Yeah.
I don't think it was S. I think it was A. Blade 2 was.
The one in Russia where they do there's the variation where their jaws unhinge. You know
No,
that?
isn't that 3?
Three's the one with
Ryan Reynolds.
yeah. So yeah, two's the
one
one
in Russia?
Okay, so yeah.
And then the Ryan Reynolds one, it goes. It's unfortunately goes A B.
A
A
S A
Yeah.
B on those. 'Cause they definitely slipped.
down in quality.
But like
Because like two is gory. Like two is crazy how like kind of violent it is and like gross. But one of my favorite parts of two is
the vampire, the main bad.
yeah, he climbs this pillar and drops like a huge elbow drop on Blade. It's
Like very WWF. Yeah.
Mm,
Huge elbow drop.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I have not.
Watched the movie.
oh, it's great.
I have watched the show. I imagine it's an A tier.
Yeah.
I don't imagine it being S.
Yeah, I'd
It's
say
an A.
it's a strong A. Yeah. Because it's funny and like it's
Yeah.
clever. Like yeah, I like it.
The show I find it be a B.
A B
I
A.
need to catch up
On this last season, I'm one season
behind
It's fun, but I never like. It's funny, but I don't find myself really.
Laughing out loud. Like it isn't like
gemstones.
Yeah, it's just.
Not to that extent, no. Once again, I haven't seen any of this. Gee, to be honest though, real quick on the Twilight, I like to watch the Twilights. My sister was always a big fan of them. I think what's his name? I've seen him in a couple movies now. Including
Batman, obviously, and the Lighthouse.
He's obviously a good actor.
Yeah.
So and what's her name too? I've seen her in quite a few films.
Yeah,
She's great.
And she's been great in quite a few films lately, so I'd love to check it out.
I haven't seen all of them, but it's like crazy how many I have seen. Like just hanging out.
There's only there's
Isn't there 8?
I think it's like a
Harry Potter thing. Like I think
there's only like 3, but they
what?
There's 4.
Yeah, there's 3, but they split the last one into 2 parts.
Really?
Yeah.
But are there 8 books?
No, I think there's 3 books.
maybe I guess I am just confused.
That's what I was
with
saying.
Harry
I
Potter,
think there's
yeah.
3 books, but
I
they
think-
changed the last
I
one.
think I have seen them all. Like I think I have like, which is crazy because I know for
You
sure.
were saying 8, I was like, dude, no way.
I must have seen them out of order too, because I just watched them with Kelsey when she lived here. That it's like I'm pretty sure I've seen them all. Like I've seen like 4-ish. Yeah.
But again, don't remember.
I remember that they're super cheesy.
Easy.
Where'd
There's a
you put it, Jerry?
baseball scene. Like, yeah.
Like they're bad, but they're
They're also not for us, you know.
watch because they're so stupid.
Yeah.
Like in the last one when they do the baby, that shit. They do.
That's
something
right. The baby.
Yeah.
so weird that it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you should watch it for like watch it and do like every time something dumb happens, you take a sip of like margarita or something, and it's like, okay,
You'll be trashed.
Alright.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both hot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they got that going for 'em.
Salem's Lot classic.
I'd like to watch that Dracula movie, Dracula Dead.
Dead
Lebanon.
Lebanon. I saw that. I like that movie. I'd give Salem Lot and Dracula Dead both these.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
Beat.
Yeah. Beat. Yeah.
Like,
That's a B too.
I mean, I could see people kicking Salem's Lot down to a C. Again, it's like the same thing I'm always talking about with Stephen King shit, where like there's huge Dark Tower references. So like I'm into Salem's Lot. Like I the book, the idea of it. Like I like that whole King universe with the tower.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I haven't seen any of the rest of these at all.
What is this? The
Vampire Kisses looks
Cool,
cool.
because it's got my.
My man, Nicolas Cage. I'd like to check it out, but I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen Forge. Yeah, I haven't seen that whole row.
No.
I started it. I don't know. It's really slow.
Well, if you didn't finish it, it's a D.
I really like this.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like that one too.
I'll put it at the bottom of S.
Yeah, it's good.
A girl walks.
That's the one with the skateboarder chick, right?
Yeah.
It's a different take on it. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
I gotta check it out.
So maybe
Yeah.
And for being new too, I think that does say something. Like I liked Chronos too, Guillermo del Toro. Like it's
Really?
cheesy. Yeah, it's in Spanish. I think this is this might be his first movie. I'd give it a B.
Is it vampires or Dracula?
It's for sure vampires. I'm trying to think, is Dracula in it? I don't know.
I don't know who the big bad is, but there is a big bad. But
I don't know if it's
Is it
Dracula.
because I was kind of thinking like I think it must be like Incan vampire,
Vampires or something. Like it takes place in Mexico, so it's not like
Transylvania vampire. It's like I think like Aztec. I don't know what it is. Yeah, but I liked it. Especially if you like Guillermo del Toro, you'll be like, okay, I'm digging it. Early Guillermo
Del Toro. What is that one?
on the end. The addiction.
I don't even know what that is. Looks like a Cure cover.
Yeah.
Innocent Blood. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
The one next to the red one.
Looks really familiar to me.
Yeah, Priest. Like part of me, I'm like, have I
seen that? Is that the one with Vision?
Paul Bettany?
I
If that's the
The one with Paul Bettany, I'd give it a C, but I don't know.
can't recall.
Blade 3 would be a B.
Yeah, Blade 3 is definitely a B. It might even be a C. It was pretty bad.
With Ryan Reynolds and what's her name?
Who's the
It definitely that franchise
Unfortunately,
fell off. Like
they're all watchable because Wesley Snipes is so good as Blade,
Yeah.
but the franchise as a whole definitely slipped
Yeah.
quickly. Very
Quick.
But yeah, Wesley Snipes.
Never lets you down.
Yeah,
In the movies. I don't
yeah,
know
he was
how
still great the whole time. Yeah.
Priest is with Paul Bettany.
I'd give it a C.
Like
It's Underworld. It's just another
I feel
vampire
like I've seen
action.
that.
And
Yeah.
it was a C.
Yeah.
I think that was another like HBO or like I swear I seen that on HBO one time. Yeah,
Here's what I'll say though.
Jerry Blade's got to be ahead of those two because at least Wesley Snipes is Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just saying.
And then Van Helsing. I mean, Van Helsing is the same thing as like
Yeah, the other two.
yeah, like and like
It might be the bottom though. You know what though? Put that in fucking D because look, we're doing vampires, and the fact that it says the name of the movie
Is Van Helsing?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
You're a D. Yeah. This isn't about guys who kill vampires.
We want Dracula.
exactly.
He's the good guy in this film.
Those.
Interview with Vampires is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
It's got to be S.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think towards
The top of S. To be honest, for a vampire film, that's
serious, it's better than obviously John Carpenter's.
and Blade.
Yeah.
Like I love Blade.
Blade and I love John Carpenter's because I love that style of film.
Yeah.
But
If you want to take vampire
serious
Yeah.
and the acting, the level of
acting by fucking isn't it Brad Pitt and
It's everybody, bro. It's Kristen
Um,
Stewart. It's Benicio del Toro.
Tom
it's
Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Like it's
they're fantastic.
Yeah.
everyone's fantastic.
yeah, it's everybody.
It might be the
I get for me, I would say Bram
Stoker's is still above it. Like I don't think anything can really hold a candle to Bram Stoker.
I need to see that.
But-
I need to
but
see that.
Interview with the Vampire, I think is like right behind it.
Yeah.
Right behind it.
but the other two are more fun. and you can
Exactly.
Put them on.
Exactly. Like I think these are your two.
like we're taking
Yeah,
this very
serious.
seriously.
Yeah.
But like once again, we're us, and I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what are you gonna watch more?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna watch Bram Stoker's Blade way more than I have seen those more. Even though I watch this a lot. I probably watch Dracula like once a year.
See, I catch myself watching John Carpenter's Vampire once a year.
Yeah.
Usually around Halloween.
Yeah. Great movie.
For fun, like
Yeah.
putting it
On, like just in the background. Anyways, was that the last one we knew, Jer? Or we still got some more.
I mean, the first Dracula's S tier too. What is this?
Nosferatu. Like I don't know why there's two Nosferatus, but maybe this is the one that should be an S tier.
I've seen that poster before.
Daybreakers.
No,
Oh,
that,
yeah,
that knows.
Yeah, like I think this is like the 1930 one. I don't know what that other one is. We can leave this one here if we've already got it
So
represented.
is that Dracula with the
Lon-
yellow?
I think it's Lon Chaney.
That's the original one.
Or I mean Carl. No, is it Lon Chaney?
Bela Lugosi.
Excuse me.
Is that the original then?
Yeah, that's the when
You
you're
think Universal?
Universal Monsters.
Yeah, that's what we're.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the one with the big collar, like the
Oh,
the iconic shit. Yeah.
So I mean,
I've seen parts of that, but never seen it. Like fully
Yeah.
watched it from beginning to end.
I think I've seen the original of all of those Universal movies. I don't think there's. I think I for sure have seen this movie. It's S tier. I mean, it's S tier for what it is. Like in terms of going back and watching a movie from the 50s or 40s.
or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know. Like
Movies from the 50s, like Casablanca,
Yeah, they can be, but
it still holds up.
I do struggle with that, admittedly. Even when we go back to the 80s, there's some 80s movies where I'm like, bro, I can't watch this.
Lawrence of Arabia, like
Yeah.
even some of
the
the
cinematography, if you're the updated version
of it,
or it's streaming,
Yeah.
and you're watching it on a nice
TV, it's like if you pop it in the DVD,
Yeah.
that quality or VHS, that quality is gonna be of what that was recorded on at that time. But a movie, those bigger movies,
like a Casablanca or whatever.
they've been digitally mastered a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Not every movie has that.
Like the movies we're talking about tonight, fucking John Carpenter's Vampires probably has not been remastered.
It deserves it, though.
It should be.
Yeah. 4K.
Yeah, 100%.
Criterion. Get on it.
We had two honorable mentions, right? It was
The death one?
Shadows. What Lies in the Shadows, which was a have you seen that yet? I thought we were done. Are you from Twilight?
Yeah, I saw Daybreakers. It's fine.
Okay.
There's, like no to like go and see it.
Okay, my bad.
What Lies in the Shadows with Johnny Depp, which was based off a TV show, or Dark Shadows. My bad.
Didn't see it.
I saw it on Mother's Day. How they use it whenever it came out. So my mom was a big fan of that TV show.
Do you know
When was the show?
Man, it had to be.
It was. I don't know if she watched it
watching reruns when she was a kid or whatever.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Across all, but maybe 60s?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm on it.
Right? Like the show had to be in the 60s?
66.
66.
So yeah, it's Tim Burton.
It's an alright movie. I don't think it carried over what.
I think and this is also later Tim Burton where I feel like he's try to a little too.
Hard Tim Burton is what I call it.
I feel like at this point I kind of had given up on it. Like after.
I haven't seen Dumbo. I've heard good things. I still need to watch that.
He did that.
For sure.
Again, same kind of thing where like I don't have any desire to see that.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't him, like I don't.
Yeah, same here.
Like Dumbo, the Disney one is like perfect, and it's so sad. I'm like, I don't want to see that.
But I watched Cruella, and I really enjoy that. But I also have big hard eyes for Einstein. So I was instantly a sucker.
Our second
Honorable mention was Brooklyn, Vampire in Brooklyn.
This movie was gnarly, just because.
Like Jer said, we rented it when we were like way too little, because you see Eddie Murphy, you're like, this is gonna be hilarious, and it's like it's not. This is not a comedy.
This is like a crazy vampire movie that we saw probably maybe not even too young, because we watched fucked up shit when we were little. Like, we watched Alien, Predator, and Terminator.
But it caught us off guard.
I remember thinking this is gonna be funny, and it wasn't.
That's Wes Craven. Is that a Wes Craven film?
I think so.
Really?
Horror comedy, yeah. So
I need to watch that. I don't think I've seen that one. I need to watch that. 1995. Wow. Yeah, I need to see that.
So yeah, I would have been 10. Jer-
And that was all the vampire movies we could think of. I feel like we were forgetting
some, but like
Then when we were talking about it, none of us could come up with another vampire.
I'm trying to think, like, is there anything that isn't on that list?
Sasha.
So, if you think of a vampire film that we didn't mention,
leave it in the comments. Let us.
no. 'Cause we could not think of any other.
Is anyone saying anything in the comments about vampire movies or anything?
What? What are you thinking?
What was that, Jer?
Not at this moment.
No.
All right. But yeah,
Moon Knight coming soon. Let us know what you're thinking about Moon Knight.
Yeah, anything else you guys want to wrap up with the
vampires, Jerry.
Oh, unrelated.
But actually very much related. I'm sure, I've been talking about the last couple episodes. I'm burning through JoJo.
There's actually JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. There's like a huge vampire thing in
JoJo. It's like
one of the main.
points of the show. So if you're in a vampire mood and you want to watch some anime, check out JoJo. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Are you watching that Crunch?
It's on Netflix, but I'm actually watching it on one of those pirate anime ones because the Netflix one is like censored, not for anything. It's not like obscene or anything. There's not like nudity or anything.
Just gore, and so like when
They're doing crazy fights, I want to see all the. I want to see
people explode and shit, because like they'll just do.
What about
things-
Crunchy or whatever.
I don't know. I mean, I can send you the pirate site. It's fine.
Yeah.
And like, there's a big thing too. Like a lot, like Jotaro is always smoking cigarettes,
Yeah.
and so they'll black that out, and that just bothers me. Like,
Really?
because he's 17, he's in high school. Like Netflix doesn't want to show kids smoking cigarettes.
So I'm like, I'm
I'm find the uncensored version.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. So that's Nick's input.
JoJo. Everyone should be watching.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I started season 5 last night. Loving it.
Jerry.
Lots of vampires.
Yeah. Stakeland. That's a great vampire movie.
Stateland? Stakeland. I don't know what that is.
I don't know. It's got that guy.
What guy?
There's a window. It's like waiting for it to pop up.
Oh, I've seen this.
Poster before. I know what this movie is. I haven't seen it, but I remember seeing trailers or something.
Yeah. Cool. I
Cool.
recommend it.
I'll look in.
Stakeland. All right. And that's a vampire movie.
Yeah. Cool.
What year? 2010. Oh, that's Stakeland.
Too.
Dude, is
Mandy vampires? I still need to see.
Mandy. I don't
No,
know.
I don't think Manny's vampire. But that's what I'm saying though with the whole like
This vampire zombie weird.
Weird demon, like
the
it's
hills
all-
have eyes, like
yeah,
that
cannibal mutants.
weird cannibal mutant vibe, like
Dude, that movie both of them.
With
Like,
the originals or the
all,
remakes?
all of them. The Hills Have Eyes for it freaks me out.
The remake, the first two remakes
These were pretty fucking good.
Yeah, they're rough.
The originals are alright. Yeah. Those first
Two remakes are pretty good.
Yeah, those movies are gnarly.
I mean, we could go through the list here and like clean it up.
There's no real point. We know what it is. I mean, we kind of discussed the top where it's like the more fun-loving ones versus the more serious ones.
We once again pulled a
Classic Us where we put a lot of shit in the S tier.
Yeah.
We went heavy S.
I would say, just looking at this, like, looking at these
movies, anyone out there,
or in here in the fucking call, who if you haven't seen
Bram Stoker.
or like, I watched Bram Stoker, An Interview with a Vampire, and then if you want something funny, I'd watch What We Do in the Shadows and Buffy. Everything else is just kind of like, you know.
I'd say John Carpenter.
Oh yeah, dude, John
I'd
Carpenter
say,
should
for me, it's Interview with a Vampire if you want to get serious. And then John Carpenter.
And then the Blade movies, yeah, again,
Same thing. Like if you're looking for like not a
Superhero.
horror movie,
He's a superhero.
Yeah, exactly. Blade's great.
Yeah.
it's surprisingly violent for superhero movies.
It's violent, but
It has a lot to do with vampire
stuff. But
Yeah.
he's
only half of it. Yeah.
watch it,
dude.
Whistler, dude, Chris Christopherson, I love
He's
him.
great. He's great. He's great.
Yeah.
That's why I was kind of thinking that Wesley Snipes could play Whistler in the new ones. But that also might.
Might be a little much. I don't know. Yeah.
Brilliant idea. Would love that.
Anyways, I feel like we've gone for a hot minute tonight. We did vampires, Morbius. Oh, and if Morbius was on this list real quick, it would definitely be like
C.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
probably on the level of Blade 3.
On the level.
Still below. Yeah.
Oh, still below.
Yeah,
But still below.
Yeah.
Still below,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else that anyone wants to say
Before we wrap up the end of the
show?
Watch JoJo.
Watch JoJo from Nick T.
Yeah.
Jarvis Jerry.
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey. Baba Booey.
Baba Booey. New Yorkers, huh?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna wrap it up with a what have I been watching? Yeah, Moon Knight. Moon Knight's going well. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, 2 more episodes. We really have to wrap it all up. It's gonna be interesting. We'll talk about that 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. And then probably Strange after that.
Oh yeah, Doctor Strange. Dude, Doctor Strange is like a week away.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Dude.
Dude, we'll be doing Doctor Strange. Will probably.
Probably be our
Next one?
that would be our next episode, I imagine.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong about that.
I don't know. Leave in the comments if I'm wrong about that.
Last thing, I also do want to see Northman. Even if we don't do an episode on it, we should go see Northman.
I would do episode. Why would we
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
We're gonna see it.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if that's gonna be bright enough to do that
Driving. If that's like
in theater. I wonder if that's a 4DX.
Yeah, like I think so. I also don't know. I don't know anything about this movie, but just based off that director, can that guy put movies on the driving? Like, I feel like, can you put like a
Dude,
movie?
Jackass was like a driving.
Oh, you're right. And there's like buttholes in that movie, so yeah.
Also, real quick, 4.5 coming to Netflix this May.
This May, yeah, we should do another screening and another little review. We went back, watched it on
Did we
Netflix.
do a review of Jackass?
100%.
Oh,
Did we
okay.
not?
We must have.
If we did it, we for sure.
Jerry, we did a review on Jackass.
Definitely.
Well, let's do another one. When it-
Yeah, we'll do
Netflix.
Phil. Yeah, we'll do Phil. We'll do it's 4.5.
4.5, yeah.
The other movie's up here in my plus right now.
I mean, let's even just go back. Let's do one.
1.5, 2, like, let's just
Well, the point fives are it's the segments that weren't good enough to make.
Movie.
Yeah.
So it's all new material.
let's run through 'em.
Oh, dude, 100%.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better.
Anytime we don't have an episode, we'll just do a Jackass. Like, if something didn't happen, let's do one of the Jackass.
I think you just do a tier list. Like you can do foods. You can.
Yeah.
Fast foods.
Tier lists are never ending.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning
Tuning in. If you did tune in, it looks like we still have one tuner in. Was it our boy?
Yeah, thanks for rolling out, Roland.
Roland, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get Christine in there. We'll do some.
Stephen King stuff.
Yeah, soon enough.
All right, everyone, have a good night.